Hey guys, it's Austin with Ford Controls, and today we've actually pulled apart Noah's Staccato with our optic plate because we're going to show you how to install it. This is our OPF S RMR, so our optics plate Ford Controls for Staccato, and it fits the RMR footprint. What we're going to be installing is the RMR HD. This is one of Trijicon's newer optics. Noah seems to really like it thus far. It seems to work pretty well for him, and of course, going to be getting it installed on this Staccato P. We've already pulled the optic plate off of it, and we're gonna get that installed. So the first thing I do is I always prep my screws for both the plate and the optic with a little bit of Loctite. Loctite does not like oils, so we've actually already cleaned these off screen with a little bit of acetone, and I'm gonna do my best to not touch the threads. So what I found actually works is I can use the tool to knock it over and to hold it. And then I'm gonna just take a little bit of Loctite. I'm gonna make a tiny little pool. Try to not waste any, but just make a little bead of it. And then actually take it and dip it into the Loctite. And well, then what you can do is you can take the matching set, because they're threaded the same, and you can run them into each other. So that puts Loctite only in the threads. Doesn't goop it on there, doesn't make it kind of a pain to install. Again, doing my best not to touch the threads. As you can see, this one's already had a little bit of Loctite on it in the past, but that's okay. So just putting some in it. And again, how that is right now, you don't want to let it cure like that. That's way too much. It's just kind of a glob. So you can actually take the matching screw and you can run it into each other, so that way there's only Loctite in the threads. Now I try to let those sit. This is typically about the time where I would actually be unpackaging everything else and just kind of prepping my handgun to be fitted with the optic, but all that's already been done, so these aren't going to get a perfect amount of time to cure, but they'll still get the chance to sit a little bit. While that's happening, we can actually talk about some of the aspects of the plate. So our OPF plates are 100% manufactured in the United States. They are accommodating a wide range of common firearms and optics out there. Staccato, RMR, P320. We have a few different options on our website, so go check them out. These are incredibly high quality. They have recoil lugs built into them. They hold very, very tight tolerances. You can see on this example, because the factory optic plate is what housed the dovetail, this new optic plate actually has a dovetail mount for it. So this has the correct optic and the correct rear notch for the iron sights as well. So we'll go ahead and get this installed. Just gonna take the screw. Now always consult with the directions on the website for the torque specs. So as you can see, those aren't binding or getting stuck when you screw them in. That's what you want to happen. If you feel a lot of resistance once you start getting it screwed in, the Loctite probably cured with a glob on it, and we don't want that. Also, I know it's common sense, but always make sure your firearms are unloaded when you're installing any new parts on here. So we have the OPF S installed on there. Again, it already has the rear iron sight on it. I'm going to take the optic and seat it, and you can already see it's got the recoil lugs on here, and there's really no play in it at all. So it's got really great tight tolerances. Just have to install the screws. So I also always seat these loosely on both sides before I start applying any actual torque to it, just so that way it seats correctly. I want to make sure it gets nice and snugged in place before I really crank on this. And there you have it. Pretty simple, pretty basic installation, but those are just a few tips and recommendations in regards to seating it, and also the way to use Loctite on there as well. So we're gonna take this back out. We're gonna re-zero it, always confirm zero, and then it's also not a bad idea to witness mark as well those screws, so that way you know that it's never shifting. If you follow this procedure, follow the right torque specs, and use Loctite, they shouldn't back out, but it's always good just for peace of mind and for being able to quickly check your torquing on those screws to just add a little witness mark. So thank you guys so much. Have a good day.